welcome to the creator. My name is Shan. I sound like Kermit the Frog. This is not really my voice, but because I am battling my allergies, this is my voice, okay? This is a practice run. I just wanted to see what this is going to look like. This part, I do want to do visuals with y'all, but I'm really trying to get my body like that. So, I'm just trying to see how it will look. Bear with me. Okay, we are here. I do like this lighting. I can play with that other lighting too. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Oops, sorry. Sorry. Got this. This is good. This is cool. But you still see a glare. I don't like that. What about now? What about now? Check me out now. Alright. Let me see what this sounds like with the mic right here. I really don't want a microphone in my face. Y'all know I'm recording. I know I'm recording. That's all we need to do. You don't necessarily need to see a mic, but I am using a Shure mic. And I'm thinking about selling this mic because I don't really love it. And it costs too much goddamn money. Stop right. Use the number one where I can't lose any weight and keep it down. I like snacks, and snacks like me. KISSING. Bitch. Okay? Alright. So let's see how this looks. Hold on. I'll be back.
What's up, y'all? Whew. What's up? What's up? What's up? Let me get this thing. Aqua. Playing with gadgets today. Clearly, she's in that mood. She being me. Throughout this video, I will be adjusting my boobetry. If you have a problem with that, I apologize, but I am not sorry, okay? I've been with these girls since the 6th grade. I know them longer than you. Get over yourself. So, hello. My name is Shan. Shan. Can everybody say Shan? My name is Shan. I am a creator, the creator of this podcast show. And I'm looking in my mind. What am I looking for? Why is this off my spray? You know, it's hot now, so you gotta be prepared. I'm looking for my Bouse gloves. Looking for my Bouse gloves. This is an old saddle croc Italian collection, Dooney and Burke. You cannot find this. Go fight your mom. Period. Okay. But we'll get into this a little later. So you're probably like, what is this podcast about? Girl, I done seen to you somewhere. Okay. Hold on. Boss clause time. When you got lips like these, you can't be on here ashy. Can't. So throughout this show, I will be putting on this lip gloss. No, I will not be telling you what this lip gloss is because I will be buying it again because it's really good and thick. Like I like it. But we're not doing promo for them on here, but it's pretty good. Those that know. Those that don't, find out somewhere else. Again, my name is Shan. I am here. I am the creator, and I want to talk about what this blank canvas is. Okay. Now, I have been a creator since the beginning of knowing me. Okay. I am in my mid-30s. Okay. Okay. I do many things. Okay. First and foremost, I have to create. If I can't create, I am miserable. What? Miserable. Miserable. Okay. So that's why I create. Now, what I will say is, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I wanted to do this podcast because through vast weeks of research, I've noticed that there are a lot of art-ish podcasts, but it's not a lot of us having those conversations. And I wanted to figure out why we're not having those conversations. Where are the people that are in those creative spaces that are, and no shade to, but I think we all are great creators. I don't care where you come from, what your culture is, right? I just want to know, why is the voices coming from only a singular culture when it's a wide variety worldwide of people who are out here creating products, creating furniture, building houses, creating product packaging, uh, trying to come up with different genres of music, pushing out something creative, events, um, paintings, illustrations, the way you're giving literature, okay? Developing anew. There's so many people out here developing anew, and we are not singular in culture. So this podcast was created to create a bridge between adulting and creative people and people who never forgot their child purpose. And your child purpose, in my opinion, is all of those great things that you enjoyed as a kid that made you want to go home and create, made you want to grab your sketchbook, made you want to go in the sewing room and sew up something. The things that gave you that um, inspiration drive to go do something that has never been done. And so I needed to create this bridge where on this podcast, I will talk about different artists, hopefully, have some artists come on. Um, in my 20s, I had a blog that I was doing. Yes, a blog. Shout out to those who blog back in the day. What a time. But I would basically meet a lot of creative people on the streets of New York, talk to them, write it down in a notebook, very manual, and then go home and see if they would be interested in a dig in about who they are and what they do. Some people would tell me yes, some people would say yes and not do it. Some people would say yes and come through with it, okay? And the way that I would allow them to exchange their thoughts was not through a podcast, because back then I didn't know what a podcast was, okay? So the way they were giving me their feedback was through various questions, sometimes 15 to 20 something questions that I would ask them about what they do. The amazing people that I got in touch with that allowed me to pick their brain. Thank you. To those amazing people back then that I wanted to pick their brain about, and I see where they are now, I'm just like, I knew you were great back then, sis, sir. I knew you were great back then when I wanted to talk to you about what's going on in here. And they're doing great things. So those that told me no, I'm cool. Those that told me yes, I'm great. Those that said yes and never showed, I'm cool too. I love seeing what you're doing now. Okay? It's great. You did your own thing and it's paying off, because I'm seeing you. I'm seeing you in the magazines. I'm seeing you on your website. I'm seeing you, rub shoulders with the greatest people we know, right? I'm seeing you. Shout out to a NY thing. Okay, only. Okay, the NY thing for this beanie. I deliberated for a week on if I was going to buy this beanie. Um, it's not a beanie. It's a It's a mesh crocheted bucket hat, right? I went back and forth about, Chantal, why do you need it? Why do you need it? Why do you need it? I need it because I want it. I want it because I love it. Okay. And it's giving very much summer, spring. I love it. You look at any brand right now, they have something crocheted that they're pushing right now. Now, I do see y'all with the big crochet, the thick crochet. My head is already too big. I need something that's very slim that can balance it out. Okay. You see this head? It's big. It's big. Shout out to y'all. This shirt, just in case you're wondering, got it from Target last year. I don't know if they're gonna bring it back, but when I wear it, people love it. Okay. Why am I wearing stripes with this? Because I want to. Don't forget it. Okay. This bangle right here, I've had since college. Okay. And when I'm talking college, I'm talking 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay. I am 36. Okay. She's still doing what she's doing. Okay. I did hand paint this, by the way. This I got from the gun shop, which I need to go back to the gun range because she misses me, I misses her, and I need her in my hand, and I need to know that if need be, she got me. Bangle, gift to myself. I'm the only one that buys me jewelry until the Lord brings a man in my life to buy me jewelry. I'm the only one that buys me jewelry. So I gifted this to myself. I want to say 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And I usually wear it every day. My earrings are Sheen. Okay, fight your mom, not me. The price is the price is the price. These glasses, I want to say, are Sheen also. Yellow tinted. I wear them often. Zale's name chain. Again, I gifted myself. And this chain I've had since I was 11. My mom gave it to me. It's not the original heart on it, but sometimes it does get tangled in my other one. I'm not about to untangle them, so get over yourself. But anyway, you see how I went off on this tangent? Anyway, back to this podcast. This podcast was created because 7 podcasts, okay? I have 7 podcasts because there's so much shit in here that I want to talk about that I need space to talk about, right? And one thing that's really missing from my life is the art. The art. Okay? Art has always been in my life. My first of all, I have 4 siblings from my mom, 2 siblings from my dad, right? All my mom's children are artistically inclined. Okay? Can draw their ass off. None of them went to school for it. I'm the only one that went to school for art, studied design. Okay. The rest of them, they were born with that shit. My mom could draw her ass off. When it comes to flowers in detail, birds in detail, any plant in detail, she could do it by hand, by memory. Dresses, draw her ass off. Okay. Drapery, she got it in the bag. Okay. So of course I got it. All right. So coloring books, I've always had coloring books. Cartoons, I've always loved watching cartoons, fighting my brother for the remote, getting all of that, right? I don't remember a time where I didn't turn a notebook into a drawing book. Okay? If I still had my drawings before my things were done away with, I would show you. But I have always had some type of sketchbook. While being at work, I was sketching on napkins because I didn't have paper, on receipt paper. It's just the way that I express myself. So it's very hard for me to be adulting with 2 kids in the South not able to access art like I want to access art. Not able to say, hey, on Wednesdays or Thursdays, I'm going to take off of work. I'm going to walk all the way to the west side. And I'm going to go through all those galleries and art shows and just look at the art and absorb it. I can't do that no more. I don't live in New York no more. Okay. I don't live in that city no more. Right. So I can't do that. When it comes to art in Atlanta, it's very blah. It's very what? Blah. Okay. You go to the High Museum, they don't change around that art enough for me. Okay. They'll have a few good shows per year, but that's not enough for me to have a membership. Okay. When I go on y'all website and I see that there's a show worth me going to, then I'll schedule to take my kids to go. Other than that, I'm not paying a membership for a museum where y'all don't change the art enough. Their chair furniture section in that museum, I hate it because switch it up. Switch it up. Okay. The kids creative play area, switch it up. Y'all don't switch it up often enough to be asking for that membership price, okay? And it's just I'm not excited about it. So not being around art a lot, it makes me feel very empty. Not being able to access good art magazines, boring. You know what I'm saying? I get fashion magazines sometimes just to look at the design. I have architect magazines coming to the house just to look at the chairs, the furniture, the windows, the homes. Because when I want to design footwear, I don't want to see no footwear. When I want to design footwear, I don't want to be in the inspiration of any footwear that I'm seeing. I want to look at furniture and I want to look at buildings. Okay. And I usually grab my inspiration from the shape, the color, the texture that I'm seeing. And then I develop an idea in my mind of what that shoe should look like or how that shoe should be structured. That's how I like to design. But when it comes to me drawing and coming up with footwear ideas, it gets really boring because how many times can you draw a shoe that looks really great that you have to imagine it being physically in your hand? Only so many times before you're bored with that short process, that process of thinking, creating, sketching, drawing, seeing the design of what it could be, and that's it. Like, I need the next step. I need to be able to see that design through. So that's where I've been for a while. Like, I'm tired of having the great idea, sketching it, designing it out, doing the detail, and just leaving it on paper. I want it to become something. So that's why I paused on that. When it comes to like artwork and paintings, I have a lot of artwork in my house. My children love to draw and create and make things and just have it around the house, and I allow that to an extent. Okay, to an extent. I believe all creators need their creative space to do what they do, but at the same time I am also a mom that's going to tell you, mm, yeah, when you're done with that, I'm gonna put it in the trash. All right, when you're done with that, make sure you put it all that in the trash because I've seen your work. You could do better. Are you really trying? Like, I really have an honest conversation with my kids because they will go through construction paper like that. I have to guard my printer paper like a hawk because they will go in my printer and take my printer paper and draw and do whatever with. And I'm just like, sis, I need to make a copy of this important document. Where's my paper? And they'll be like, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't take any paper. Yes, you did. You're things I go through as a parent. So this podcast, I want to talk about everything artistic that I like. The artists that I'll bring onto the show are going to be artists' work I like. I don't want nobody emailing me talking about how such and such and such would be a great guest to come on your show. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not here for you to tell me who would be a great guest on my show. I pick my guests. I reach out to my guests and I feel them out because some people might do great work. Some people might create amazing things, but they're not really a talker. They don't want to talk about the work that they do. I've been in relationships with super creative people. They don't want to talk about the work that they do. They don't want to meet my friends and have my friends talk about the work that they do. They just want to be in life. But when it comes to their work shit, when they're in their work mode, they're in their work mode. But they're not trying to have that conversation with everybody. So everybody, just because you're an artist, you don't belong on a show discussing it if you're not comfortable discussing it. I want to discuss people's process, how they got to where they are, and how they kept that childlike creative spirit when it comes to this show. I want to ignite that fire in people who still have that bit of kid-like spirit that's telling them, do that thing that you love. You always love doing X, Y, and Z. You need to get back. Go to the bookstore today and go grab this. Or grab that game that you love, that you enjoyed. Or go to that place that you love that you enjoyed. Like, I want to speak to those people because I feel like this world is so miserable because there's so many people going against the grain of life and doing something they don't even like doing. Like when it comes to how I pay my bills, you know what I'm saying? Do I look like somebody that wanted to work in insurance? Absolutely not. How the hell did I get into insurance? I got into insurance because that's what pays the bills. That's what pays my bills for now. Knock on wood because it won't be for long, okay? But that's what pays my bills for now. That's what makes my children comfortable, right? And when you're single and you only got to worry about you, maybe it's cool for you to stay on people's couches. Maybe it's cool for you to not have a car, not have your own apartment, not be able to buy yourself groceries. You eat when you find some money to eat. Maybe that's cool. That's not my life. Okay, I can't do that to myself. I can't do that to my kids. I need insurance now. Okay, and my kids need medical insurance, and I have life insurance, and my kids have life insurance. You know what I'm saying? Big things are going. Okay, and so there's this teeter totter that I find myself doing in life now, in that's figuring out how I can pour into my creative juices while also paying these bills. Okay. And so I'm trying to get my creative juices and paying these bills to collide and become one with each other. Okay. Goodbye, baby. I'm trying to get that. Okay. So this podcast is about that. So there's going to be some episodes about a certain art medium. There's going to be episodes with an art guest. There's going to be episodes with the importance of packaging. There's going to be an episode on some type of furniture designer. There's going to be an episode talking about maybe a new genre of music that you didn't know about. There's going to be episodes talking about different shit, but creative shit. And so if you like creative things, you're going to like this show. Okay. Again, this is my 7th show. If you're looking for what other podcasts do you have? I have Cozy Womb podcast, Cozy Womb, because it was cozy in there. Okay. Ask my kids. That's the first podcast I did. She Gets a Pod, which is over now. That was the second podcast I did. Loudmouth Stereo with Greg from Young Black and Bothered. That's the third podcast that I did. The Real Relationship Rapport. That's the fourth podcast I did that I do still. So what page we on bid? That's an on the go book club with two of my friends, Kiki and Casey, that I do bi-weekly by audio. Wear It Right with Shan. That's a podcast where I talk about fashion things. So it's more so on the line of like clothing, handbags, shoes, how you wear things the correct way so you're not out here looking like a donkey. Okay. And I talk about designers, I talk about handbags, and I talk about, you know, the do's and the don'ts of it all. And this right here is a podcast that I want to pour into my creative juices that are collecting dust. That I would like to feel fulfilled in again. Like, I understand low battery. I'm gonna have to wrap this up. I understand I'm in the South, but it doesn't mean that I stop being creative. I don't want to stop talking just because I need to charge my laptop. Hold on. Let's see if I can plug it in, plug it in. Everybody was fighting. Oh, this, my mind. This is a tattoo I got when I realized I'm only having 2 kids. I'm gonna wrap this fallopian tubes up, and that's what I did. I got a tattoo of the number 2, because I just knew like that was my capacity as a mother. Right, so we're back. Yeah, I knew that was a capacity of me as a mom. So every time I look down at that after I see a beautiful baby, especially a beautiful baby boy, I'm just like, sis, it's not happening. Remember what we told ourselves? 2. We only doing 2. And my second relationship in my adulting gave me a lot of life lessons that I will never forget. And so that sometimes is a reminder for me when it comes to that. So yeah, that's what that signifies. This here is a tattoo of my uncle's name, not family connected by blood, but by heart and spirit. He played a role as my uncle in my life, and he passed away when I was pregnant with Ari. And I just a reminder to have him with me. I talk to him often. He visits me in my dreams often. And yeah. And this is the first tattoo I got. It's the Clutter ring. Um, those that don't know, if you don't know, Google it. And then I have a Jamaican elephant on my thigh. And then I have a tattoo. Can you see it? A red tattoo here. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. Are those all my tattoos? Yes, those are all my tattoos. Who was I talking to? I don't know. But those are all my tattoos for now. Because I do want another one. I don't know where yet. But yeah. And creatively, I just want to have fun on this show. I went to school for design and marketing because I love design. I love furniture design. I love architecture. I love interior design. I love clothing design. I love Japanese design because they design with the idea of what is the function going to be, the style of it, the comfort of it. Am I saying like it's a no brainer? It's like every time you pick up one of their garments, it's automatically smart. The fabric or the way that they did it is very efficient, and they understand silhouette. very well, and usually their people are very small. So when you buy certain Japanese cuts and things, you want to get them bigger when you're American or from somewhere else. And I just respect that brand of clothing coming from that country so much. I love colors. I love playing with colors. Duh. Okay, duh. I love playing with print. Um, I love things that are out the box. I don't like, this whole culture of, oh, the 11's coming out today in the aqua and the red. Let's all go stand out and stand in line for the same motherfucking shoes. Why? Like I've never wanted a shoe because 1,000 other people wanted it. I've always liked a shoe that was interesting and comfortable to me. Um, my favorite Nikes style would be the Nike high top blazers or the Jordan ones. I try to always keep those in rotation. Out of all of the Nike styles that I have, I more so have waffles and blazers because I like those. When it comes to Adidas, I like those. So it's never one brand over the other. I just like interesting, comfortable shoes. Okay. I love heels, but I'm not big on being in heels. Okay. Because they're not comfortable. They might look great, but they're not comfortable. And I do not weigh 105 pounds. I got real thigh meat, baby. So I love heels from afar, and I buy what's comfortable. A lot of women's shoes are for pictures only, and then you need to take them things off because we see you struggling in these streets, in these parties, and at these brunches. Okay. Um, when it comes to being creative, you just have to respect the time that goes into what people think about, how they get those thoughts into being tangible creations. And when people put a price on those tangible creations that were once thoughts, don't question that shit because that's rude. Okay? It is hard to create something from the heart and then someone looks at you and be like, "So how much is it?" How do I total up the nights, the mornings, the tears, and the cries, and the days I went without food because I needed to buy material for this art subject in order to get it to you here today and give you a price? The price is the price, okay? So when someone goes from having a blank canvas to giving you something great, original, and fresh, and you love it and you adore it, and they put a price on it, you either buy the shit, respect the shit, or walk away from the shit. But do not try to tell a person who created something out of nothing what you think their price should be. Okay? Unless they ask you. All right. So shout out to all the people out here trying to adult and also try to figure out how to fulfill yourself as far as creating. If you want to design clothes, figure out how to set aside time to design clothes. If you want to design a better product, figure out how you can design a better product. If it takes you 1 year to change your life, fine. At least you're changing your life. If it takes you 5 years to change your life, at least you're changing your life. But I don't believe everybody was set to be on this earth, to be born, grow up, become an adult, and work till you die. I just don't believe that. I feel like everybody has a purpose and a thing that fulfills them. And if it's something creative, I want to talk about it. If it's something that fulfills you, that has been with you all this time, and your parents have nurtured it, your grandparents have nurtured it, your siblings have nurtured it, the teachers that you've had in your life and the professors have nurtured it, your neighbors have nurtured it, and they just know that like you are going to be exceptional at this thing and you did it. I I want to know on this podcast how that happened. What clicked in your mind and be like, I'm going to stop going to work and clocking in at some job that I hate, and I'm going to do this full time. I want to know what that moment was for you to help inspire somebody else. So the creator. Oh, I forgot. I do have another tattoo. The name of this podcast is right here. I got this tattoo in Sophie's apartment in Brooklyn. It's creator in this old typewriter font. Shout out to the font.com. I will always go on there and find the fonts for what I want my tattoos to be. And I put it in, and this is what came up. So it's creator in French. Chantal is my first name. It's also French. And that's the name of this podcast because for the longest, I've been a creator of a lot of things that I do, the way that I do them, and how I wear things. I did these, okay? I didn't go to a nail shop and get these done. I did these myself. You know what I'm saying? It was just a Thursday morning, watching TV, and I just feel like there's so much room for us to figure out how to incorporate the things that we like and do the things that we want to do. You just have to give yourself space to do them. We all have 24 hours. But what are you doing in those 24 hours to feed your creativity? Okay. Right now, podcasting is what I do to feed my creativity. I created I guess it's like a blog ish post that recaps the month before on shambypotting.com, which is my website. So on there, you could find merch, you could find books that I'm selling. I have podcast books, I have books on Amazon. You could find the books that we're reading for the book club. You can find the other podcasts, and you can click the link directly on there to go ahead and find those podcasts. And I just want Shamby Potting to become that place where you can dive into different things for different reasons. Um, I know my audience is different for each podcast that's on there, and that's completely fine. But when you go on there, you are tapping into a creative brain. Okay. I collaborate with a lot of different people, and I do some of those shows by myself. But all of those shows and its content is coming from the heart. I'm not seeing a title online and saying, oh, yeah, I'm going to do that show. I'm going to talk about that because everybody talking about that, and that's going to do numbers. No. Okay. No. If you're doing something genuine, and someone else that's also genuine and authentic and creative hears it, they will find it, they will come. Okay? There's no point in you getting fake fans or fake supporters that don't show up in numbers in real life for real. Okay? Online is not a real place. What you do when you're not online, how you show up in life when you're not online, how you show up off them social media apps. That's real. Okay. And if people cannot remember you for doing that thing that you really wanted to do, figure out how you can incorporate that thing that you really want to do in your life today. My kids know that I'm a creative person. It's all over my house. My kids ask me questions, I answer them. My friends know that I'm a creative person. Okay. My brothers know that I'm a creative person. My mom knows that I'm a creative person. I'm very outspoken. The people I work with know that I'm a creative person. I'm not that person that's just sitting at their desk. I don't want to come to the Christmas party. I get to spend a lot of time with myself, which is a good and a bad thing because when it comes to being outside with people my age, they into some other shit. Okay. They into phony friendships, they into phony relationships, they into drama, People know them that they don't know. And I'm the type of person where I like when somebody don't know my name. I like when somebody that never see me. I like when people who are popular see me come to their event and other people don't know who the hell I am and I'm mystery. I like that because that means I'm not in nobody's mouth with assumptions, okay? I support the people that I support when it comes to this place called ATL. I don't stay in the city night after night. You're definitely not going to find me at a bar because I don't drink in public. And being that type of as someone in their mid-30s that's creative, that's completely fine with me. I don't need to be at every party. I don't need to be at every scene. It's just not necessary for me. I like my energy real, calm, and authentic. Okay. And so podcasting is how I stay out of um, the bullshit. Okay. I love art. Um, art has always been go-to for me, will always be go-to for me. Doing podcasts is a part of art, and I just hope that the topics that I'm giving, the visuals that I'm giving, gets received by the people that it's supposed to receive it. At this point, being creative but not feeding your creativity is stifling. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to encourage someone to stifle a part of them that's in them. I've been in relationships with people who claim they understand the fact that I'm a creative person, but they don't know how to nurture the fact that I'm a creative person. I like to be around people I can learn from. I like to be surrounded by other people passionate about their thing. It doesn't even have to be related to my shit because that also encourages me, that also motivates me. And it's cool to be talented in one area, but it's also okay to tap into other mediums. I feel like illustrating is something I do. Painting is something I do. I'm not the best painter, but when I really want to do something, I can do it and I can do it in an exceptional way. But I have to want that want to has to be there. That want to has to be there in everything that I do. Me wanting to go to work, me wanting to drive the girls to school instead of taking them to the bus stop, me wanting to be in a relationship, me wanting to, do this earlier than expected or needed. It has to be there. By the way, I have to do my emissions before the last week of May because I don't want to be that person. Okay. Another thing I have to do, but every day I find a way for me to be creative, whether it's creating merch, coming up with new shows, recording a show early to prepare months in advance. For instance, this is not going to come out for y'all until August. I'm in the first week of May. Okay. I like to do things beforehand because I don't know what life is going to give me. So I hope you guys enjoy this podcast. It will be visual and audio. Um, my host is through Red Circle. Red Circle is an online host platform for podcasters. So you record it, you edit it somewhere else, and you bring that recording in and drop it into Red Circle, and they distribute it for you. So that's my host. So if you're looking for who's hosting me, that's who's hosting me. Okay. They do not have an app. Everything is online desktop-ish. All right. You can find a lot of my podcasts on multiple podcast platforms. So please listen, please subscribe. Don't be afraid to support the show. You can support this podcast by sharing the show, liking the show, leaving a rate for the show, giving me feedback, following me on YouTube. My YouTube channel is Shannon Pods, as you can see here. somewhere. Shannon Pods. Please subscribe. This show should be bi-weekly. It's going to drop on Wednesdays for visuals and for audio. I think I'm going to drop it on Mondays. Yeah, that was the plan. So, it is now Sunday. Okay, my most hated day of the week is Sunday because I dread Monday morning. I'm going to continue to do my thing. I sound like this because my allergies are eating me up. So that's why I sound like this, but I don't sound like this all the time. So you won't be getting Kermit the Frog here all the time when you come on the show. You will be getting my real voice. But for now, this was cool. It was nice to meet you. Again, my name is Chantal. So when you see me in the streets, you can call me Shan because a lot of people have a hard time pronouncing Chantal, Chantal, not Sean Paul, not Chanel, not Chantel. Okay, it's Chantal. I've been correcting people all my life and I'm sick of it. Use that mouth and say Sean Tall. Okay, I get it. I'm only 5'4", but my mom said it was Chantal. Okay, and yeah, I be potting. You can find me at shanbypotting.com. You can find me at shanbypotting on Twitter, TikTok if it's still around, Instagram. On Stereo app is at She Gets a Pod. That was my old podcast that I did for many years, talking about whatever I wanted to talk about. So I know a lot of my listeners and fans of that show are very sad to see it go, but you can still find me in those conversations on the Real Relationship Rapport podcast, Loudmouth Stereo, and if I do other shows with people, okay, I'm still part of Pod Fam. I'm still out here podding. I'm just changing direction, switching lanes, okay? Because art is in everything. If we didn't have art, we wouldn't have life, okay? I'm so happy for people who figure out a way to do their art, love the art that they do, and also figure out a way to connect that to making their lives better and doable. Shout out to all those artists out there that no one has yet to meet. Show your work, figure out a way to show your work. There's no point in being great, amazing, and creative, and no one knows it and nobody can utilize it. Okay. For a lot of us, we are naturally gifted. And I feel like it's up to us to nurture that and also provide that and show that because you never know whose kid is watching. You never know if your kid is watching. You never know if another adult is watching. And the reason why they're sad and depressed is because they're stifling that inner child that needs to create what they were born to create. Okay. Thank you so much for coming through and listening to me blab. I'm going to go take off my shirt and my bucket hat, and I'm going to shower and have some hot chocolate. And I did not fart. That was my feet. And I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna take some melatonin, spread my bed because it has no fitted sheet on it, and I'm going to go to sleep because I'm tired. All right. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming through. Hopefully you'll see more of me, my antics, my things. And yeah, peace. Okay. This is my podcast room slash closet because because, okay. Peace. Bye. Get out. Get out of here. Get out.